Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey back with another video. I just wanted to quickly talk about this because I talked about it in a Nashville perspective. Now I want to really focus in on the Ottawa perspective here. And if they were to make a trade for Saros, does it include DeBrincat? Is it a big blockbuster where we see DeBrincat and Saros change spots with maybe a couple other pieces involved? This was the mock trade I had going here. But let's look at a couple other moves here for Ottawa. And this is the other trade I had. I know a lot of Sens fans have been on the Tyler Toffoli train. I think this would be a good trade for Ottawa. Yes, it's riskier, moving on from more draft picks, but I think making a move like this now versus like panicking at the deadline and trading a first round pick, because I think Ottawa is going to be in the mix come the trade deadline. So you're making this trade now. You're betting on your team right now. You're moving on from the Matthew Joseph contract. It doesn't look awesome right now. You bring in Dylan Dubé, who I think is an upgrade, and you basically are trading a couple draft picks to also include a stud like Tyler Toffoli in this deal, who's only got 1 year left, but maybe you can convince Tyler Toffoli to stay. And you make two big deals like this. Like, this is just two deals that I really think could put Ottawa from like a borderline team to like a very good cup contender, or not playoff contender. I don't know about cup yet, but Saros in here makes them a legit playoff contender, maybe pushing towards the conversation of cup in the next few years. But playoff contender, I'll leave it at that right now. And then you just sign Shane Pinto to a bridge deal, reasonable cap hit. You add a couple of the depth forwards back, and they'll make other signings. But I just want to look at this scenario where it's a roster size of 21, so not ideal in terms of having that full 23-man roster. 45,000 of cap space. So I'm sure it's not going to look exactly like this. Like, maybe Dubé's not in that deal. And so, like, say, for example, Dubé's out of the deal. It's just like Toffoli and a couple draft picks and Matthew Joseph going to Calgary for cap purposes. It's still solid and you'll have cap flexibility. But Tkachuk, Stützle, Giroux, Ridley Gregg, Josh Norris, Tyler Toffoli, Batherson, Pinto, Dubé, and then you see a solid fourth line there. To me, I think Parker Kelly might not be on this roster. Julien Gauthier might not get re-signed. But it's the top nine, I think, is pretty accurate here. But look at this top six for defense and the goaltending. I think that's among some of the best in the Eastern Conference, if not the best in the Atlantic in terms of the defense core, just in terms of how balanced it is. Like Clevin and Fabro as your bottom pair, Sanderson, Chikrin, and Shabbat Zub. Saros, Forsberg, what a tandem there. Saros could do big things here in Ottawa. So I did want to look at that quickly, and I did include this in the Preds video. And I think we could see a smaller DeBrincat trade where it's just like a first and a younger player. Like Tomasino's the example here, but it might be a different younger player. I also included another example in a different video where it's like DeBrincat for a first in like Philip Zadina. I could see that being a trade as well. So think about that structure as the trade here, because I really think Ottawa's going to try to bring in a guy either for a change of scenery or a younger roster player back in the trade. So like a first in Tomasino, maybe. First in Zadina, maybe. Things like that. That Kraus, I don't know about this deal, but you know what? I like Sens fans getting creative. But yeah, that's just the perspective I wanted to run with here for Ottawa. I think those would be big time moves for Ottawa, and I do think guys like Toffoli and Saros could be targets for them, and I do think DeBrincat could land in Nashville, among other teams potentially. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit the notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.